Welcome back to the Stand Up World Series. It has been a phenomenal year for our athletes as they have traveled to all four corners of the world to end up here at the final stop of the year. It is here at the sport's ultimate natural amphitheater of Turtle Bay Resort that our 2013 World Champions will be crowned.
The events get better, we get to go to cooler places, and we always get to end up in the best place of all, which is back in Hawaii, and here at Turtle Bay especially.
That's been such a great journey coming here, and there's all this excitement in the air now, like everything is still wide open result-wise, and you know, it's great to see the sport really have this element of the competition which really came on tour this year.
Everyone's been stepping up their game and putting in a lot of time on the water, and I think it's made it a really exciting year for all the spectators and for all the athletes to be able to push themselves and be motivated with each other.
Oh man, this spot is so perfect, you know, from the beautiful long distance with some of the best waves in the world, you know, passing, and you know, just the amphitheater that is the sprint racing is so insane, you know. It's back in Hawaii, couldn't think of a better place to finish it.
And here, exactly here, it's unbelievable. Look at this, you know, a beautiful place, nice waves for the race. It's unbelievable. I would love to race here.
Last year, I think we had like 4 or 5 feet of swell, which made for some pretty epic carnage and racing for everyone. So yeah, just looking at the swell forecast again for this year, it's pretty similar, so looking for a good event.
Here the other day, I went out when it was about 5 foot, and it was pretty full on. So for me, the bigger the surf, the better it is coming from Australia. I'm used to bigger surf conditions, so yeah, we'll see, but not too big.
Taking stand-up paddling to the most eye-catching locations in the world, the Stand Up World Series has provided the most diverse and complete platform imaginable for its athletes and the sport. From racing next to glaciers in Chile to paddling the waters of the Persian Gulf in Abu Dhabi, this year has been nothing short of epic for racers and spectators alike. Baxter having a slight lead over the current world champion Kai Lenny coming into the final event. He is focused on securing his first ever world title as they take their year-long rivalry and battle it out for one last time to determine the 2013 world champion right here at Turtle Bay Resort.
That was brutal. I mean, by far one of the harder races.
You know, just kept it together till the end. I had a few moments where I was like, oh man, you know, I don't have it, and just kind of flipped that switch and really put my head down and made use of it.
Two top paddlers from both the 2012 and 13 seasons, Connor Baxter and Kai Lenny, will both stop at nothing to be crowned this year's champion of the world.
Well, it always seems like it comes to this no matter what. This whole year it's been us going back and forth, and he's gotten the better of me a couple more times than I have, so it's just not an unusual place to be.
This kid right here just pushing me to the next level. You know, if it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd be paddling as hard. But then again, I wish he would stay in surfing and not come into racing.
Connor Baxter's sights set on dethroning the 2012 world champion and securing his first world title. Kai Lenny is only a matter of a few points behind the current ratings leader, and he doesn't plan on giving up the crown without a fight.
Leave the competition on the water, but when we're on the water, I know we both want to beat each other more than anybody else in the world, so it's good.
Since the start of the 2012 Stand-Up World Series, Kai Lenny, better known for being the two-time surfing world champion, has been one of the top competitors on the tour. In 2012, Kai became the first ever Stand-Up World Series world champion.
I'd have to say that was probably one of the most fun races of the year so far. Just the fact that it was just so technical and it was like, a solid group of, 4 to 5 guys battling it out the whole time. I mean, this course really made it so no one had an advantage.
Coming into the Turtle Bay event this year, Kai is sitting in second place on the rankings, but can still walk away with the world title. It all depends on the next 2 days of the contest.
It's going to be a pretty interesting race because everyone's hungry, everyone wants to improve the results, and as far as goes between me and Connor, it's just going to be the ultimate battle, and I think that's what we're both looking for, and I think that's what everyone can't wait to watch.
With a large lead in the rankings, Annabelle is coming into the World Series Finals ready to walk away with another World Championship title.
To become back-to-back world champion in 2012 and 2013, it's been all about consistency. That to me is more important than winning one event outright. Whatever happens from here on in is bonus territory. It's been an amazing year. Let's celebrate what we've all achieved along this journey, and it'll either go our way or it might not, but regardless, we've achieved a lot of great things along the way.
Unbeaten for 2 years running now, Annabelle has proven that the women's side of the sport is just as strong and competitive as the men's.
It's a really amazing thing to know that the hard work is in the bag for the year before it comes to crunch time. It's not something you expect, it's something that you work really, really hard to achieve. It's so amazing to be here and to be cheering and supporting my friends, my teammates, my fellow competitors, and seeing them shine in the ultimate stadium here at Turtle Bay.
I'm just so stoked to be here and to be at the final and hopefully get a good result this weekend and turn it into a ranking, so that'd be good. It's so tricky when it comes to surf racing. I guess you can either, there's a couple of options. It's you can always even have the last guy come through and just take first place, you can be in first place and have to paddle him and it's absolutely dead flat, and yet the whole bunch can come through behind you on a wave. It's just one of those things with surf racing. It keeps it interesting, keeps the spectators watching, and it's just never over until you've crossed that finish line. That's what I love about surf racing. It's good fun.
longest race on the Standout World Series. At 13 miles, the distance leg of the World Series Finals is not for the faint-hearted. It's more than just a paddle. It's the ultimate test of physical and mental endurance.
Turtle Bay Resort, aptly named Turtle Bay, is a perfect venue for the start of the long-distance race course. With spectators lining the ocean cliff right at the foot of the hotel, no place has ever boasted a better vantage point for seeing your favorite paddlers beginning their grueling 7-mile course. The Turtle Bay Finals Distance Race puts all paddle skills to test. Not only do you need to conserve and manage your energy, you need to be able to read the open ocean swells in order to catch the right glides. Obstacles include currents that can take you out to sea or getting caught inside some of the world's most famous surf breaks. The distance race starts in the water outside of the Turtle Bay Resort, then heads south past Cabela Bay as paddlers start making their way and finding their own respective lines. The first famous site our racers will pass is Sunset Beach. Sunset Beach is also the opening venue for the Stand Up Surfing World Tour, which kicks off in February. After Sunset Beach, our paddlers face Bonsai Pipeline, the home of the Pipe Masters, the grand final of the ASB World Surfing Tour every year. Waimea Bay, better known for its big wave contests like the Quicksilver Eddy Invitational and backbreaking shore break, mark the halfway mark of our distance race. At this point, racers have 3 lines to choose from. Having traveled nearly 3/4 of the distance course, the pack is now separated. After a grueling paddle along the most beautiful surf coast in the world, riders finally see their destination as they turn the final corner and the beach comes into sight. Known on tour as the Viking, Kasper Steinfath of Denmark is one of the most consistent racers to date. Strong in the sprints and showing great form in the long distance, Kasper is looking to consolidate his 3rd place ranking this weekend at the Turtle Bay Finals.
To actually come here for a paddle event is just unreal.
2013 has been a really great year, both personally for me. I've got some really good results in the World Series.
Really an experience of a lifetime, and kind of like a dream come true as well.
But it's been great to see the World Series actually grow in and step up. More people are joining in, and it's becoming a real big tour now. Race today. Once we got going, it was a really great downwind. Everyone kind of took the straight line to Sunset Point, and from there on it really split. I was in the group that just took the straight line from A to B. Some guys went in, some went out. definitely seemed like the outside line paid off today.
All the conditions were actually a lot better than I think everyone expected. Everyone was expecting just flat water paddle, but fortunately the wind came up and it was a little bit north, so it filled in all the way over here to Hollywood, which is actually pretty unusual. And you know, it was just a good grind. It was just a solid grind, nothing more, nothing less. You kind of had to put your head down and really dig.
Yeah, so stoked to say that was my last race of the year, and considering that was a long one for sure. It was a brutal one out there. A lot better than I was expecting, considering it was going to be no wind and possibly maybe Kona winds. So definitely super stoked that there were some bumps and to kind of push us down.
Yeah, no, I felt good. As you can see, I was feeling great out there. At the start, the wind conditions weren't looking too good, but I think we all forgot that the ocean's never flat, even if there is no wind, so there was that perfect swell line, and we all took the inside line up to start, and then we saw Andrew way out wide, so I just headed out there with him and just straight run from there on.
Yeah, you know, it started off like it was flat, just kind of flat paddling, but little bumps, and then the wind started to fill in, and I actually had a lot of fun. There's little runners that I was able to connect, and yeah, so I had a good time actually.
Today was good. I had heaps of fun. Mariko and I had a really good battle pretty much the whole way down. It was super fun. We just took our own lines. I was looking across, and we're just like this the whole way.
It was very a battle, and then I can catch here. And I just paddled my best and finished third, and I am very happy.
Yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. I mean, for sure, this is the hardest part of this event. The sprints are more my cup of tea, going through waves, just, you know, big bursts of speed, and that's what I'm looking forward to most, I think.
Yeah, feeling good, but considering there's going to be waves, you know, there's a lot of luck involved and a lot of crapshoot, you know, so we'll see how it goes. Gonna do my best and hope for the best.
Yeah, you know, it was pretty tight between the top places, so this is definitely going to give me a boost for that, and, you know, the swell's looking pretty big for tomorrow, so see if my board can handle that, and I'm feeling pretty great going into the next day for sure.
With the distance leg complete, our athletes will now face a rising swell as they embark on the final and undoubtedly most spectacular day of racing for the year. Welcome back to the World Series Finals at Turtle Bay, presented by Amp Energy. This year has seen some of the most exciting and dramatic racing ever witnessed in the sport of stand-up paddling. Athletes have demonstrated conditioning, ocean lecture, paddling skills, but more than anything, the mental approach necessary to take on the very best athletes in the world at the most elite level. With a whole new breed of racer being born, the challenge will be on today at the World Series Sprint Race, held in Turtle Bay's ultimate sports amphitheater.
Situated on the famous north shore of Oahu sits the Turtle Bay Resort. Surrounded by miles of private coastline, this resort features something for everyone, but especially the water athletes of the world. It is here that the Waterman League has founded its headquarters and birthed the Stand-Up World Series, running its first event ever in 2011. Boasting 2 days of competition, Day 1, the challenging open ocean long distance race, and Day 2, the slalom-styled sprint racing through the ocean surf. Turtle Bay Resort and the aptly named Turtle Bay is a perfect venue for stand-up paddle sprint race, with spectators lining the ocean cliff right at the foot of the hotel, where at the Hang 10 bar, competitors can enjoy refreshments and cool down in between heats. No one place has ever boasted a better vantage point for surf racing. With crowds and supporters lining from the launch zone all along the entire length of the course to the top of the final turn marker, this race has everyone on the edge of their seats. Once their gear is ready and they have made their way to the start line, racers sit down on their boards awaiting the starter's orders. And then they're off, and within a few paddle strokes, hit the first line of whitewash rolling over the reef. The course is set up in a large triangle shape, consisting of 2 buoy turns. An extra turn and lap is added to the course for the men's and women's finals. But in the first few rounds, riders only have 1 lap to either make it into the top 3 and advance to the following round, or miss the cut and go into the repo heats, providing all racers with 1 last chance to get into the 3rd round. At round 3, it's an all-out battle. For those not making it, they will be eliminated from the competition. The racers get whittled down to the final 6, who will compete for the top spot of the day. With more close finishes and all-out carnage than any other race to date, the Turtle Bay final sprint race is sure to be a crowd pleaser, both for the guests at the resort as well as our online viewers.
Conditions are great, got some waves, not much wind, and you know, everybody's here and ready. This is the last race for a lot of us. Everyone's going all out, and felt it in that first round. You know, normally it's just kind of a cruise, mellow, but with a little bit of a different format, it's making us paddle a little bit harder, and everyone's super hungry, so it makes it really interesting and a lot of fun.
Oh, it was just awesome. I sat on the right and go out with the current. I take a big wave, and then I surf it, and the better race of my life, and I am super happy of it.
First heat was gnarly and took a really good wipe out in the first heat, nursing a lump on the side of my head ever since. Super fun out there. It's actually some really big size sets. Yeah, just sort of hang on to the board if you can.
Just watching that then, it was probably one of the most spectacular event finals of any race ever, really. You had perfect 6 to 8 foot sets, people getting wiped out everywhere, and yeah, managed to get off to a clean start, got out there with Kai, got into a nice little 1 in the first lap, sort of fell off and then was back in the pack, and around the last can on the last lap with Casper. His 8 foot sets was coming in and we were getting smoked, but I ended up having to grab onto my fin and ride one in.
Oh, that was gnarly final. I had a good lead right out of the chute, and I was, you know, way ahead coming to that last mark to come straight in, and oh my God, the biggest set of the day came in and took off on this wave. It felt like, you know, a solid 6 footer, and just curled up to my neck and just got obliterated. Somehow I didn't break my leash, got pounded by another one. My paddle was so close, and I finally got it, and then ended up being able to catch the wave with Arthur and out sprint him to the very end, and oh my God. I won the world title, so feels pretty good.
After a dramatic weekend of racing that caps an incredible year of racing on the Standout World Series, it has all come down to this: the celebration of the event champions and the crowning of the men's and women's world champions for 2013. In the women's fleet, a similar story sees Annabelle Anderson take the title for the 2nd year in a row. Congratulations to Maui's very own Kai Lenny, who makes it 2 in a row in the racing world, as he has done in the surfing, in the most nail-biting final imaginable.
Yeah, this year on the Waterman League Stand-Up World Tour and Series has been very exciting. I mean, we've had the level of racing jump up, I mean, a few notches for sure.
Yeah, it started out down in Chile earlier this year with one of my favorite events. It was really cold, paddling next to all the glaciers, and it kind of set the stage for the whole year. It was really crazy and challenged us in many different ways.
Man, that was a tough one. You know, all of them were so different. You know, I got to go to Brazil, and that was my first time there. And to see, you know, all the crowd and the enthusiastic Brazilians down there was pretty cool. And I mean, just, you know, being part of the America's Cup was another special one. You know, with the paddling up to the Golden Gate, and man, everything has been really fun.
Stay tuned to watermanleague.com for the latest news.